Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And welcome to the channel that takes power gaming to the next level. Today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we are talking about the spell Otto's Irresistible Dance. This is a classic from way back in advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I've always loved this spell. We are giving this spell an S because it is, in any form of the game, this spell has been absolutely fantastic for players and devastating for players as well. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. All right, let's talk about the spell. I really reserve S level for like superior above A for spells that are going to end combats pretty quickly, and this is one of those. It is a 6th level spell with 1 action and has a range of 30 feet. That is the only thing I don't like about this spell, is it has a range of 30 feet. It is only a verbal component. It lasts for a minute with concentration. You absolutely want to concentrate on this. Choose one creature that you can see within range. The target begins a comic dance in place, shuffling, tapping its feet, and capering for the duration. Creatures that cannot be charmed are immune to this spell. Note, that first sentence says nothing about a saving throw. Nothing at all. You cast the spell, and they start dancing. So what happens when they dance? A dancing creature must use all of its movement to dance without leaving its space. So it is, in essence, restrained in its space, has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws and attack rolls. So that is also kind of in vein with being restrained without being restrained, because it doesn't say the word restrained. While the target is affected by the spell, other creatures have advantage on attack rolls against it. Okay? As an action, a creature makes a wisdom saving throw to regain control of itself. On a successful save, the spell ends. Okay. So there is no saving throw for this when you cast this, and they cannot even start to attempt to get out of it until their turn, when they have an action. They can attack, so that is one thing. They have disadvantage against on attack rolls. Disadvantage on dexterity saving throws and attack rolls, so they can still attack. They can still use ranged weapons. You do have to be aware of that. So and that's a range of 30 feet to cast the spell too, so you got to be aware of that. I think a really cool way to use this spell, oh, and by the way, it's usable by bards and wizards. That's it. So I think a really cool way to use this spell is to use your action as the ready action to cast this spell when a creature's turn ends. And the reason I say that is because if you do that, then there is an entire round before they even get to do anything, and your companions can dogpile them. Now, nothing in this spell says anything about it ending if they take damage, or if they're hit, or anything else. So, blast away. They can't move out of their space, and they're stuck, and if you cast it at the end of their turn, like on the turn right after their turn, then they will be stuck for at least a round, and these are 11th level characters at a minimum that can cast this spell, meaning that there's a lot of damage that can be done in one round in Dungeons & Dragons with 11th level plus characters. A lot of damage. The other thing that I want to point out, of course, is that they have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So that takes a okay saving throw to target, because dex is the worst out of the 3 physical saving throws, strength being the worst because most creatures can make that pretty easily, con next, and then dex. And it turns it into one that it is very much equal to the mental ones, the intelligence, charisma, and wisdom, meaning that creatures are probably going to fail this. So dexterity saving throws get monumentally bad, and you need to pay attention then to spells that can go along with this that can take advantage of that dexterity saving throw disadvantage. Like this spell right here, Disintegrate. On a failed dexterity saving throw, the creature takes 10d6 plus 40 damage. So on average, that is 75 points of damage. And if they go down to 0, then they're gone, disintegrated. And I went ahead and made a list of all the spells from 9th level down. We did this in reverse order, of spells that require a dexterity saving throw. Meteor Swarm requires a dexterity saving throw. And if they fail, they take 20d6 damage. Plus 20d6 damage. That's a lot. Earthquake. This is a bad one. This is a nasty one. Incendiary Cloud. So if you cast Incendiary Cloud, so when the cloud appears, and it's a 20-foot radius sphere, so you could put them on the back edge of it, and it's going to start moving 10 feet at a time in a direction away from you. They can't move out of their square. They can't move. They are going to take 10d8 fire damage when the cloud appears, and a creature must also make the saving throw when it enters for the first time on its turn or ends its turn there, which if it's dancing, it's going to end its turn. That's a nasty one. Firestorm, Prismatic Spray, Blade Barrier, Chain Lightning, all these are bad. They're so nasty if you can get them off and they fail their save. Black Tentacles, Grasping, which you don't really want to use. I mean, you could still move them out of their square. They still can't move. Call Lightning, Wall of Fire, Fireball, Lightning Bolt, all very bad spells. All very, very, very bad. Now, there's 2 classes that can use this spell, the Bard and the Wizard. Of course, I like the College of Eloquence because we can give somebody with unsettling words, a penalty equal to our Bardic Inspiration die to that saving throw if they choose to take it. As an action, they can choose to take a saving throw to regain control. Or they can choose to use their action to do an attack. So if they try to make that saving throw, you could just slap this on them beforehand to give them an incentive as to not make a saving throw in a round. And I doubt that a creature that's got this on him is going to last 2 rounds. And then, of course, for the Wizard, we've got Divination School. You've got the Portent. And with the Portent ability, you can give them a low 20 roll. And you can do this one if they attempt to make a saving throw, throwing them off even more. And a Wisdom saving throw for most creatures is not easy to do. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, Dungeon Masters. This is a spell that will be devastating to your players because it will essentially take one of your players out. And if there happens to be 2 creatures that can do some of these combos where Otto's Irresistible Dance happens, no saving throw, they are dancing. And then they all of a sudden get hit by a Disintegrate, then it's lights out, gone. All you have to do is concentrate on the spell, and they have to make a choice every round as to whether they're going to try and make a saving throw or not. And Wisdom saving throws for most characters, particularly your tanks or your melee fighters, things like that, they're not going to make these. They're going to have they're not going to be trained in Wisdom saving throws. They're not going to have a high Wisdom. So they're going to have a very low bonus to save. And at this level, the DC for a Bard or a Wizard at around 11th plus level should be around 18 or 19. That's going to be very difficult to make for somebody who's got like a +1 or 2. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.